Well, Jamaal, well done. What a brilliant performance from your striker.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, great overall performance, you know, from front to back. And obviously a special day for Ayo Perez, clinical with his finishes, and he worked extremely hard for the team. That's
you safe now, right?
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, last game we thought was safe, but I think this one, I think mathematically definitely makes it safe. So, you know, it's been a tough season, still 3 games to go, but we're very pleased with the performance today.
Take us back to what it was like just before Christmas, just before you kind of hit this good run of form in 2019, exactly as you did last season, I guess. How concerned were you and the rest of the squad that it was going to be a real fight to the finish?
I mean, yeah, we was very concerned. You know, from the very start of the season, we knew we had a tough run in. You know, I think our first 7 or 8 games up against, you know, the bigger teams, and you know, we struggled and we found ourselves right down the bottom. But you know, luckily we've got a very good manager who stays calm in every situation, and he just kept pushing us. And you know, this team's got a never say die attitude, and you know, we've got a lot of characters in this dressing room, and we just kept going. And you know, now we find ourselves in a similar position that we finished off in last season. So.
Jamaal, it's Owen Hargreaves. I don't think people give you guys enough credit for being as good a defensive team as you are. Obviously, that's Rafa Benitez's style. Do you think now, with the front three getting the goals that they are, do you think that's making all the difference in pushing up the table?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we've done some great bit of business with obviously Miguel Almiron coming in, and you know, the big man Rondon. You know, we've found our formation, we've found how everyone likes to play, and you know, I think that's so important. You know, I think in training we work so hard on tactics, and defensively we have been pretty solid. But you know, we've got to do it down the other end, and recently we've been doing that. So I think overall we've found our perfect, you know, team and shape, and you know, game plan, if you like.
Jamaal, already the questions are coming into you from Newcastle fans. They're passionate and they're quick on social media as well, aren't they? The first one is from Scott. He asks, what do the club need to do to keep Rafa up? Is that something you can answer, do you think?
As players, you know, we don't really look too much into that. Of course, it would be fantastic if we could hold him down, but you know, our attitude is, you know, to concentrate on football and everything take care of itself. You know, the fans, of course, are going to want him to stay. Everybody does, but that's something myself and the players are not in control of. So.
Jamaal, do you think the goal can be, you know, the best of the rest? Obviously, you got the big 6. Do you think Newcastle can get up to being that, pushing for that 7th place like Watford and Leicester?
You know, obviously we're taking little steps in a minute. You know, I don't want to get too carried away. But you know, I just think the next games, you know, we can only control the next game, and just look to do that. Maybe in the future, if the manager stays, I'm pretty sure we'll be looking at bigger ambitions. So who knows?
If the manager stays, I mean, that's kind of what everyone's putting their hopes on here, aren't they? How difficult has it been for you all to pick up these results, to play like this, with that backdrop of constant questions for Rafa, constant questions for you, constant questions for him in the press conference? You hear the fans cheering his name at the end. I mean, it is the talk of the tune, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you know, it is tough as players. You know, at the start of the season, we had a lot of people doubting us, saying, you know, Newcastle, they're not going to do it. You know, they're not spending their money. But it just goes to show that under a great manager, a huge fan base and players that are dedicated and, you know, want to achieve, you put all 3 together, and it's a great combination. And I think that's exactly why we're in a good position now.
But what about for you as players? Because you, as much as Rafa, you want to know the club is going in the right direction, don't you? You need security and certainty going forward.
Yeah, of course we do. But you know, whatever goes on, at the end of the day, we're the ones that cross the white line, and we're the ones that are going to get the results or not get the results. So ultimately, it's down to us. So you know, our mentality is just work hard in training, do whatever you can. You know, eat, do well off the pitch. You know, live right, and you know, everything will take care of itself. So that's all we're in control of.
It's a big responsibility being captain of Newcastle. Are you just reminding the manager regularly how desperate you are for him to stay, or not?
Again, you know, it's something that we don't really talk about too much. You know, he knows we all want him to stay. All the fans want him to stay. But again, it's something we're not in control of. So you know, I can't really comment too much on it. But of course, it'll be a fantastic thing for us, because you know, when he come in, you know, the first season we've done really well. Obviously, we got relegated, but you know, the games he was in charge of, we've done exceptionally well. Championship, come first. Last season 10th, and now we're finishing strong again. So. Just goes to show what impact he's made to Newcastle.
What is it about him as a manager? What makes him so good, do you think?
Well, for me, it's one of them ones where, you know, normally if you know yourself as players, when you get a new manager in the first couple of days, first week, you want to always impress. And then, you know, it gets to a time where it's just like, oh, some manager. But, you know, with Rafa Benitez, you want to impress every single day. You know, you're always on your toes. you're always working 110% just because of the stature and, you know, everything he brings. You know, the trophies he's won, the different leagues he's played and managed that. So, you know, his plays, he just brings that aura, and you just want to work hard for him all the time.
There you go, the message is loud and clear from the Newcastle United captain. Listen, the final thing, you've basically secured your survival here at home, winning 6 of those last 7. Again, it was fantastic here today. A little word for the Newcastle United fans and the job they've done to push you all on to survival this season.
Yeah, I mean, you know, on behalf of the players, you know, we can't thank them enough. I think they're the best fans in the country. They'll travel everywhere, you know, all around the country, all around the world to come and support us and watch us, and they spend a lot of money. And, you know, we understand it's frustrating for them at times, but, you know, as players, all we can do is try and get results in the field, and I think they'll be happy with what we've done this season. So, thank you very much.
Good man, Jamaal. Well, look, we're done for our visits to St James's Park for this season, so hopefully we'll see you here on BT Sport in the Premier League this season with the same man in the dugout, hey?
Yeah, well, hopefully, yeah.
Good man. Appreciate it.
All right, cheers. Thanks
for your time. Good man.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Not an easy thing to do to come on here, actually, as the captain and talk about those sorts of things, is it? But
not when you're asking the questions, no. Just trying.